Now, just give me one moment to get everything all together, and we will be in good shape. On my tire. So that sounds kind of nice in this weather.
Looks like some California beach weather.
Which could be great right about now. You should be all fired up and ready to go. Thanks for your patience. Again, trying to get everybody on Zoom, successfully trying to get everybody who needed to come in late or needs help in just 2 minutes. So I appreciate your patience. This has been a very fun morning and probably past week or two. Probably not the way we expected or hoped 2022 to go. I've heard people say that 2020 is now a trilogy. 2020, 2021, 2022. So here we are. So hopefully the final installment in the trilogy is a little bit better than some of the last installments in trilogies, like the last Star Wars movie. So we'll see how things go. So welcome. This is Small Group Communication, or COM 211. If you're here for the 9 a.m. class with Dr. Benjamin Mann, that's me. You're in the right place. You're welcome to call me Ben or Dr. Mann. You can also call me Professor Man if you want. Totally fine with first name. But I'm not a Mr. Man. That makes me flashback to the crossroads when I decided to be a high school teacher. And so that is not the way to call me. But welcome. We're glad to have you here. Again, we have a lot of folks who are here face to face and some people who are joining us through Zoom. So remember that if you can't make class face to face, if you're waiting on a test result, you're sick, you're not feeling good, then you're welcome to use that Zoom link. The Zoom link that I posted to Canvas is going to be the same for each class, right? So anytime you can't make class, you'll use that same Zoom link every time. I'm also, during each class, going to have a recording that'll come up later. So if you can't make it through Zoom or face-to-face, then you'll have the option to participate that way. How many folks in the class are athletes or involved in extracurriculars? Okay, so a few of you. So if you're not able to come to class or through Zoom, you'll have that recording option, right? You'll be able to do up to 3 unexcused absences in the class, no questions, no need to clarify with me, but beyond that, you would need to either participate through Zoom or complete a makeup assignment, which we'll be talking about a little bit later. So now that we're getting started, I kind of want to have us start out in a somewhat fun way. So this is small group communication, right? And you will be doing work with other folks a lot in small groups, right? So as kind of a fun way to get us started for today, I'm going to basically turn it over for you for about 10 minutes to do some work in your small group to get to know each other better. So the way that this will shake out is I will be dividing you up into different teams. So all of the Zoom folks will be on a team together. So the goal of your team is to find as many similarities among each other and write those similarities down. The team that ends up finding the most similarities over a period of 10 minutes will get 3 points of extra credit. As another option, the team that finds the most interesting thing that everybody has in common will receive 3 extra credit points, right? So if your similarity is, I go to EMU, or I'm not a big fan of the snow, or I had a rough time getting to campus today, it's probably on the less interesting end. So I encourage you to use that 10 minutes to think about your strategy, quantity, quality. Are you going to go for both? Are you going to choose one of the two that you're going to get? And again, the team that finds the most interesting similarity gets 3. Team that finds the most similarities also gets 3. So I will have, again, each group have a scribe who writes down the names of all of the group members and just takes note of all of those fun facts and skills. It's also a great time as you're working in your groups to get to know each other, to find out each other's names, so on. So let's see how many folks we've got here today. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so 14. So we will have you 4 in a group together. We will have 1, 2, 3, and 4 in a group together. And 5 will go in as well. And then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we will have all of the Zoom folks together in the same group. So let me exit out of the screen here for you. And what we'll do is create a breakout room where all of you all can join. So Trevor, Clinton, and Jacob, you'll be in a group as well. You can type your similarities with each other in the chat. So it is currently 9:08. We will go until 9:18 again. Write down all the similarities between your group members. And I'll give 1 moment for people to need to rearrange. 3, 2, 1, go. Starting broad and getting more specific strategy.
More than one. You guys have a dog. Has everyone been to Disneyland?
My dad has a dog.
You live with a dog?
My dad lives there.
Y'all doing well in there?
Okay,
You doing okay?
It's 4. That's pretty good.
yeah. I don't know, can everyone hear us? Okay, I guess.
How many siblings y'all have? One. I have one. We all have one sibling. Well, no, we're not counting. We won't count that.
Using a sometime line.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, sure. This is fixed on. Would you?
I like that moment of quiet when people are just writing notes.
Let me guess, you're just.
Yeah. So we have 5 siblings questions.
We've all been doing this now.
We still have one. Oh, wait, sorry. Where or where? Oh, sorry. Oh, great.
Noticing more groups going for the quantity approach. It's interesting.
Wait, I'm not sure about rabbits. Okay, what are your favorite favorite genre?
Do you guys all play soccer? We all like all the songs.
How do you play this?
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Competitively? Yeah.
We're getting pretty close.
Oh, awesome.
Do we at least all play sports in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where have we all been at? Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you already said it. Huh?
Okay, we all been one.
We all like.
I just have.
Or play.
Like,
Oh,
really?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we're all remember each other.
Like, what's some random fact?
Armadillos.
I love armadillos.
Like dogs.
Y'all like
Yeah,
armadillos?
armadillos.
I don't hate them.
No.
They're so weird.
Yeah.
Really digging in an interesting place for armadillos.
No. Wait, what is your favorite?
And time. All right, so I picked out the breakout room Zoom folks, and we've now had the chance to finish up the 10 minutes. I hope you had a good chance to get to know each other. What I'd like to do is go through each group. So what I'd like is for each group member to tell us their name, where they consider home, right? So it might be where you're from or what home means to you. And then something that's interesting or, something that stood out to you over the break. So maybe something interesting happened to you, maybe you traveled somewhere, maybe you tried and failed to travel somewhere. So share a little bit about yourself. And then once you've done that, then you can share all of the things that your group came up with over the course of this little activity. So for an example, right? My name is Ben. Home for me is a little town called Westland, just outside of Portland. That's where I grew up and lived for 22 years. One kind of fun thing was that over the holidays, we were trying to fly out to Utah from Seattle, and our flight got canceled. Then our backup flight got canceled. Then our backup flight got canceled. So we spent about 8 or so hours in the airport and just went home after that since we couldn't get a flight. So I'm sure some of you might have similar fun experiences with travel. I know that some of you have been in a class of mine before, so I know you're kind of reintroducing yourself to me, but it's a chance for us as a group to get to know each other better. So why don't we start over here?
I'm Presley. I'm from Vail, Oregon. Something interesting that happened, so I got my nose pierced.
All right, I'm Eli. I'm from Bend, Oregon. I'm Stephen. From Bend, Oregon, and something interesting that happened to me was I was from Montana and enjoyed the nature.
Yes.
I'm Caitlin. I go by Kate. Home is wherever my cat is, which is Missoula, Montana, because I'm not taking him out of his home.
Sure.
And I didn't do a lot over the break. I spent time with my cat. Oh, I met my mother's fiance's family for the first time.
Very exciting.
All right, I'm Elena. I consider home Pawnee Lake, Washington, which is about halfway in between Seattle and Tacoma. And not a whole lot of interesting things happened over break for me. It's good, boring, which is sometimes a good thing. But I definitely did have to drive over Snoqualmie Pass, which was really, really fun in my sedan. So, but I survived.
Yeah. Know that area well.
My name is Megan Schwager. I'm from Shed, Oregon, and I didn't do much of a break, just hung out with family.
Great. So we have Presley, Eli, Kate, Elena, and Meg. So why don't you all share the things that you came up with in your group?
All 19 of them.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so we're all from the United States. We've all been to California. We've all drank something today. We all have shoes on. Our least favorite subject is math. We all have at least one class in Ackerman. We like homemade mac and cheese. We have pets, a or multiple pets. We all own fuzzy socks. We know how to ride bikes. We know how to swim. We like Target over Walmart. We've all killed a pet fish. We all have one sibling, just one. We all have masks on. We've all played a competitive sport. We all like going to volleyball games. We all like armadillos, and we like pens over pencils.
Cool. I like it. I feel like you set a pretty high bar there, particularly with you all killed with pet fish. I feel like that's interesting on its own, but each story and that's probably a lot of fun too. So like, later in the class, I'll just be like, oh yeah, okay, so let's hear from you, fish killers. So welcome. So thank you first group for sharing. So why don't we go over here to the middle group again, share your names, something interesting that you did or didn't do over the break, and then what you consider home. Once we hear from everybody, then we'll have you all share your list.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Jade. I'm from Boise, Idaho. And I mean, nothing really happened over break. I'm a wiener when it comes to driving in the snow. So I kind of just stayed inside.
Sure.
That was about it.
I'm Sade. I'm from Idaho Falls, and I just hung out with them.
I'm Andre. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and probably the most interesting thing that happened was just me transferring over here to EIU from Western. So
Oh yeah.
pretty hectic couple weeks. So
I would imagine. Did you transfer like right now?
yeah, I just transferred. Like I got here on Sunday, and I transferred with like my best friend from Western.
Yeah.
And so we both transferred here, and we got here on Sunday.
Yeah.
We're just staying in some guy's house right now. Kind of like a guest thing. So it's kind of weird. I don't know.
Sure.
Deep in like 15 miles out of town. So
Wow.
it's like, their driveways, it's like, they live like on like 20 acres, so it's just like.
Yeah.
sketchy.
Wow.
Never driven in snow like this before, so.
Yikes. Well, welcome. We're really glad to have you here. It sounds like it's been a really kind of treacherous time. In the fall, I moved in like the day before I started teaching, so I know it could be like a really interesting and challenging transition. But really glad you're here. I hope things get easier in terms of living and transportation and all of that fun stuff. So thanks for sharing.
My name is Andrew. I'm from Pendleton, so right over this mountain. And over break, I went to Mexico twice. Well, yeah, we just go to
Okay, it's been great. Like same area each time, or yeah, awesome.
Hi everyone, my name is Francis. Home is Saipan from part of the Northern Mariana Islands, and something interesting over the break. My roommate and I locked ourselves out of our house for the first time.
Yeah. Sorry, can I get your name one more time?
Francis.
Francis, okay. Yeah, that's happened to me before, and I felt so guilty to like wake my partner up at like 7 in the morning and be like, I locked myself out. So, Jake, Sade? Sade. Got it. Sade, Andre? Andrew and Francis. All right, let's hear your group's list.
Okay, so on the list we all have brown eyes, we all have dark hair, we all play sports like at some point in our lives. We all go to EOU, we all wear masks every day. Our favorite brand is Nike. We all have siblings, we all have dogs, we all drive cars. We like the mountain, we like snow when it's on the mountain rather than when it's on the road. We all have laptops, we like jackets, we all like the beach. We've all been to California and we've all been to In-N-Out Burger. We're all in college. We prefer the summer as our favorite season. We've all flown in planes. We've all had jobs and like coffee. Oh, yeah. So we all like coffee and no allergies. And it's like allergies.
That's interesting. I feel like there's always the odd person with like hay fever or a neck allergy or something similar. So that's pretty impressive. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. All right, and let's hear from the folks over here. So again, share your name, and then we'll have you all share your list.
My name is Kaylee Virtue. My hometown is Orangevale, California. It's a little farm town outside of Sacramento. Something interesting I did is I stayed in a mansion during break, which was really cool.
Whereabouts was the mansion?
It's so the guy I'm talking to, they own the towing company. So it's literally like a half mile from my house.
Whoa.
It's really cool.
Very cool. Hopefully don't haunt it.
It's brand new.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm Kai. I'm from Kuna, Idaho, which is a little outside of Boise. And something cool I did over the break is I got to go to the Chicago Bears and Seattle game, which is pretty cool because the Bears won in Seattle. So I was like, people were throwing stuff at me and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. I was like, what's up? What's up?
Yeah, well, I admire your resolve.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty crazy.
Go for a guy.
Okay. My name is Kai. I'm from Tokyo. Interesting I did is my roommate having a kitty, but he back to Japan right behind me, so I just like his cat.
Great.
My name's Justin Miller. I'm from Baker, and I got to go deep sea fishing.
Awesome. Where did you do that?
Florida. My grandparents lived down there.
Awesome. Great. So we've got Haley, Kai, Guy, and Justin. So why don't you all share your list?
We have a list of 35.
Ah,
We all play the sport. We're all from the West Coast. We all go to EOU. We all have birthdays between January and December. We all like blue. We're all wearing shoes. We're all wearing shirts. We all speak English. Everyone is wearing socks currently. All traveled out of state. All been to California. All like to hike. We've caught a fish fishing. We've watched Home Alone. All read To Kill a Mockingbird. We've all been to In-N-Out. We've all sat in a chair. We're all right-handed. We all drove a car. We all have siblings. We all know how to tie a shoe. We are all in Pacific Standard Time. We've all driven in the snow. We've all been in a car accident. We've all broken a bone. We all took this class. We all like Friends, the TV show. We all like to listen to music. We all played multiple sports in high school. Everyone has done community service. All lost our first tooth at 8 years old. Everyone likes dogs. We all have animals. We all brush our teeth.
wow. So y'all went hard for the quantity strategy. Good move. That's quite a list. I think I got most of them down. So awesome. Great work, and thanks for introducing. So let's switch over for the people that we have on Zoom. So Jacob, Clinton, and Trevor. Can each of you take a moment to just share your name, what home is for you, and something interesting you did or did not do over the break? So Jacob, let's start with you.
All righty. My name is Jacob Gow. I'm from Pendleton, Oregon. And I guess something interesting I did over break was I got a nearly $200 record for $10 at a thrift store.
All right. Awesome. Clinton?
Hey, I'm Clint Brownell. I'm from Staten, Oregon. Didn't really do much over Christmas break except work, so it's about as interesting as it got for me.
Sure. What's work for you?
I work for a agribusiness company, and I'm an intern for them, checking fields and stuff for different problems.
Very cool. Well, welcome. Glad to have you. Trevor.
Hi, I'm Trevor Curl. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and over the break, I got hired to do a 1-hour radio show for a independent broadcast that goes to the Seattle Mariners.
Very exciting. Radio is so interesting, right? And such a great way to apply things in communication. So I see you all have, we all know how to change a tire. Are there other things that you found as similarities that you'd like to add?
Oh, we got all sorts of stuff going on.
All right, let's do it.
All right, we didn't really get that high 32 number quality going on.
35.
35, sorry, but I think ours are more quality kind of things going on.
Okay.
So I think we overthought this a little bit with our things because we all like applesauce. Coors Light's our favorite beer. We all like action movies. We all use Old Spice body wash. We've all been cashiers. We're Pepsi over Coca-Cola. Favorite Pepsi product is Sierra Mist. We all shop for food at Safeway versus Walmart.
Okay.
All have 4-wheel drive cars and all have Bluetooth radios.
All right. This is a solid list here. Thanks for sharing and coming up with some interesting things here. So between our 4 groups, we got to figure out, who has best quality and who has best quantity. I think that the quantity group probably goes to our group over here with Haley, Kai, Guy, and Justin, as Haley corrected, right? 35. So congrats. That group received 3 points of extra credit. The quality group, that's a little bit of a challenging one. So in the quality group, we had some really interesting things over here. The group with goldfish, right? The middle group had some solid things here too about things like, siblings, dogs, cats, so on. And then the Zoom group had some really good things here too. So I feel like maybe the only fair and democratic way that I could do this is, since I think that the quantity group, you all are definitely winning that category. I feel like you all might help me out with making a decision here on what you think the group with the most interesting or standout
Is it one interesting one, or is it?
yeah, which group came up with, in your eyes, the most interesting or standout similarity? So why don't I give you all like 1 minute or so to confer and see if you all can reach an agreement about which group should get the other 3 points. Yeah, Guy?
Are we not possible to get 6 points, 6 extra?
So you have some really good ideas here. I really like your stuff. To Kill Mockingbird is pretty good. So I'm gonna make it like so that now that you've got the quantity, we'll give the quality to another group. Just to be fair, there'll be more opportunities for extra credit and so on. So I'll give you 1 minute to deliberate.
Okay, we made our decision.
All right, what's it gonna be?
We chose the Zoom group.
Okay. All right, so Jacob, Clinton, and Trevor, congratulations. Hooray, you all got the quality extra credit points. So awesome stuff, really cool things here about, use of body spray, use of audio, all of that fun stuff. I still think that the first group had some really good things here too, like killing goldfish, that was a lot of fun. So thank you all for getting us started and doing this kind of fun activity. So I did this for a couple reasons. First of all, right, it's a great chance for us to get to know each other. But not only were you all participating in small groups, which is the class, right? But I was noticing some of the strategies and steps that you all were taking within the groups. One strategy I noticed a lot was sort of starting with really common areas and common spaces and getting more specific. You have a pet, yes. You have a dog, you have a cat. Starting general and getting specific. Introducing yourself and getting to know your names and so on was another thing that I think was obviously a beginning step of small group communication. I also was really interested in the way that group work was kind of being delegated, right? So a couple groups had just like one person that was like writing down, firing off ideas. In some groups, there was a more kind of top-down authoritative focus with somebody who was a leader who was asking questions. And in other groups, it was a little more democratic, right? Where there was a more collective approach toward figuring out the topics and the things that people shared in common. So one of the interesting things that came up, right, were already a lot of differences in group dynamics, behavior, and so on. And so this was kind of this initiating and in many ways storming stage that we'll be talking about on Friday, right? In early stages of group communication, there's this opportunity to hash out your differences, to figure figure out who you are, where you stand, and what roles you're going to play. So I thought this was a really great idea that you all were coming up with and sharing among your group members what you had in common, what you didn't have in common, and so on. So thank you all for getting us started there. So I want to take a quick moment just to provide you with some updates and things to know about the course. And then I'll try to get you out of here at least a couple minutes or so early, since it's technically still the first day. Please, again, be a little patient with me since I have to get the screen sharing working for the Zoom folks too. So we did our group activity. We'll do a couple of kind of introductions to some things in the course. I also want to share a couple of things about me to get to know me better. So again, I grew up in West Lynn, which is about 20, 30 minutes outside of Portland. Lived there for about 22 years and went to Lewis and Clark. Thought I was going to be an English teacher, but decided I really liked working with college kids and adults, right? And that communication was really interesting. I fell in love with competitive speech and debate and really enjoyed that aspect, right? How does our communication change lives? How can we advocate for issues and topics that we really deeply care about? So that really got me interested, and I moved to Stockton, California, where I did a master's in communication at University of the Pacific. And then I lived in Utah between 2016 and 2020, where I completed my PhD in communication. And then I was able to move back to my home state. So I really enjoyed living in La Grande. I moved here last September. This is my first year here as an assistant professor of communication here at EOU. And so it's great to get to know you all better and to have a second round of classes. So I'm really interested in issues of rhetoric, persuasion, and so on. Again, I come from a speech and debate background. An area I'm really interested in is disability rhetoric and how folks with disabilities use communication, including social media and digital activism, to advocate for the issues that they care about. And again, I'm really into competitive speech and debate. This was the debate team at the University of Utah, who won a national championship in 2016. They're awesome, and I really enjoyed working with them. And this is my dog, Sylvie. She's a silver Labrador retriever. She has been rolling in the snow all the time and like chomping at it, having a lot of fun. But when it's like too snowy, she also does not want to go outside and just kind of stares at the door and looks at me. I'm an indie game designer just as a hobby. So it doesn't have any graphics, but I'm working on a role-playing game that's kind of strategic and tactical. I really like playing Fire Emblem games, so I'm kind of inspired by that style. So it's just kind of a fun thing that I like to do on the side. So that's just a little bit to know about me. What I want to do next is just go over a couple things to know about the course, just a couple major course policies, updates, and information that you have. All of you should be able to access the course through Canvas. The Canvas link was resent to those of you who have not been able to get on Canvas yet. I definitely recommend visiting Canvas if you have not already done so. So on Canvas, on the front page, I try to make it easier for you by listing out a direct calendar. Again, this calendar is going to have a couple changes because of the weather closure. I also uploaded a welcome video for Monday just to help acclimate you to the course since you weren't able to come in person. So we are going to be kicking into content on Friday's class, talking about group communication, going over some major concepts and ideas. If you've taken a class with me, I have a couple changes from the past. So one change is that each week I will have a reading for you. If you complete it at the beginning of the week, that's a great way for you to get a head start and to engage with concepts. But I will ask that by the end of that week, that you complete the reading. So for instance, right, this week is talking about the sort of introduction to group communication. I have a reading assignment here. Each week, typically on Sundays, by the end of the day, you'll complete an open note, open book quiz. It's not timed, you can use your notes and so on. And it'll cover content from the week's readings, right? I've given you some extra time because of the snow and closure. So rather than being due on Sunday the 9th, it'll be due on Wednesday the 12th, giving you 1 week from today. Y'all are college students, right? You all, I've been there, right? Paying for textbooks and doing all that stuff is awful. I try to avoid that whenever possible. I don't want you to pay more money than you already are paying to pay classes to be a student. So there's no textbook you have to buy for this class. We were using a free open access ebook, but I've split this ebook into readings by week. The entire PDF is really huge, but if you click on the link, then you can just access the readings from this week specifically. So again, each week you'll have a reading assignment. You'll complete the quiz. That's again, not timed and is open note, and you'll turn it in by the end of that week. So we'll also be going over content related to the readings each week too. So you can continue to look through the schedule if you'd like to notice some of the things for later. The group membership reflection activity is one we'll be talking a little bit more about on Friday. But have it on your radar. This is a short writing assignment that's going to be due on January 23rd. So you might just scroll that in your notes to access that. If you're needing to access class through Zoom, the link is going to be the same every time. You can get that there. If you need to get to my Zoom office, right, you can just click this link. I offer office hours. I'm just upstairs in 204C. So I will be in the office physically and through Zoom, like at the same time, right? So I'll have the Zoom link open during my office hour time and also be in there. So you can meet with me face to face or through Zoom, whichever is easiest for you. The syllabus, again, you can think about the syllabus as an instruction manual, right, that goes over major things to know about the course. I'll be talking a little bit more about this on Friday, but I do want to go over a few highlights and things to know, right? This is email to reach me. Again, there's my office. Those are my hours. Again, 10 to 10:45, so right after class, 12 to 12:45, 2 to 3. If you cannot make those times, you're welcome to reach out to me. Maybe you want to brainstorm on an assignment. Maybe you want to talk about a grade that you got and didn't like, etc. You're welcome to do so. Just set up a time to meet with me if those hours don't work for you. So again, can't make those hours. It doesn't mean that I'm not available. It just means we can set up a different time. I try to answer emails pretty quickly, but give me a 48-hour window to do so, especially if you're sending me like a rough draft or something, so that I can turn things around for you. COVID, right? Omicron is continuing to rise. Cases are continuing to go up. It's my responsibility, right, as a teacher for this class to try to reduce as many cases as possible. Please wear a mask. Please make sure that you're wearing that properly. If you're feeling sick or if you're waiting on a test result, you're welcome to join us through Zoom. Again, your check down is if you can attend face-to-face and you're able to do so safely, please do so. If you can't attend face-to-face, but you can attend through Zoom, please join us through Zoom. And if you can't attend face-to-face or through Zoom, I'll have the recording of the class and you'll be able to complete a makeup. Welcome to seek accommodations if you need to. I fundamentally believe in creating a positive environment for folks from diverse perspectives, including race, gender, sex, sexual orientation, disability, veteran status, and so on. Please check your email regularly. I use the announcements on Canvas to keep you updated if things come up related to the course. Again, there's a few other things to know from the syllabus, but I'm just trying to go over the major highlights. I recommend reviewing the syllabus since that'll be part of the quiz due next week. One change from previous classes, if you've taken a class with me before, one thing I'm doing new this quarter is a get out of jail free card. So congratulations, you want to get out of jail free card. You play Monopoly, right? That's a card that you get to use if you land in jail and work it. So basically, you can turn in one assignment up to 1 week late. No excuse needed, no explanation needed, no grade penalty. You only get one, so you might consider it for a larger assignment, or if you really are falling behind and need help. Outside of that, late assignments, if they're unexcused, like there's not an emergency or something that comes up, is 5% from the final score for each day, right? So if you got like an 83, that turns into a 70. I don't like math either, but I think I got that one thing. Grading scale, pretty standard. Please cite your sources. I recommend using APA for written assignments. We'll be talking a little bit more about citations, how to cite well, and so on. I will look at rough drafts and outlines for assignments if you send them to me in advance. I'll be talking a little bit more about some of the assignments in the course next class. I mentioned that there's weekly quizzes that go over content in the readings. They're not done in class. You can complete them through Canvas at whatever time works for you. So say by Friday, you decide, you know what, I've read the readings, feel good. You might jump in and complete the readings then. During week 3, you'll be doing a reflection on a group that you're currently a member of, right? So a lot of you are involved in athletics. Some of you, right, if you're part of a team that's working on a radio show, as we had a couple people share, or you're otherwise involved in some sort of activity or group, you'll be reflecting and thinking about that process in your participation in the group. Throughout the quarter, we'll also be doing some activities among members of the class where you'll be working in a small group together. I know from working with you all in other classes and from working with students for a while that it sucks when it feels like your grade is based on like the group, right? So while you're participating in the groups, all your grades in the class are individual, right? You're not going to have a group grade for any assignments. So in this class, you'll be working in groups on activities, but what you're graded on is your own individual reflection and thoughts about your work within the group. So again, we'll be talking more about that later on in the class. You will be observing a small group that you're not a member of, for instance, a club or activity on campus, and sharing what you've learned from that group. And then at the end of the quarter, you'll be presenting on what you observed and picked up on from your observation of that group. Again, come to class. If you can't attend face-to-face or Zoom, complete a makeup assignment. You have at most 3 unexcused absences. Otherwise, it starts impacting your attendance. Again, I try to make things accessible and know that for potential positive tests, feeling sick, or not being able to make it safely, you are always welcome to use Zoom in order to participate. Also going to be extra credit offers later that offers 20 points for 2% on to your final grade too. So I know that I went over kind of a lot related to the class. Does anybody have any questions before we wrap up for today? Thanks for being supportive. I know it was a little bit frazzled coming in, but it's a kind of fun day dealing with the snow and all that. Hey, you're out a minute early. So great to meet you all. Welcome. Glad to have you here. And I look forward to seeing you all on Friday. Stay safe out here. Have a great day. And it's great to get to know all of you a little bit better. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.